we're going to go to our characters and third-person controller prefabs, and we're going to bring in what's called this third-person controller. All right, this is the default character that they have in here, and if we play this at this point, you will see that it is interactive. All right, so it jumps, he moves, he does all this stuff. All right, but that's not the character we designed, so we want to kind of work with that a little bit more, right? So that's the base character. Now, our whole process, when we were working last year, we were able to just press this send to Unity, and it did the rigging, all right? That is not working the same way this year. So now we have to, from Fuse, if you haven't already, you would export the model as OBJ. You definitely want to pack these textures as UVs and then save that. All right, when you do that, it's going to ask you which folder to put it in, and then you would just save it to there. Make sure it has a name on there you can identify. Taking that character then and manually bringing it into Mixamo, all right, is what we have to do next. So when you go to this site, you can log in through Google, and then you would say upload character, and in that folder that you just created, you're going to select the OBJ file. All right, that is the 3D model file that is used to be rigged. It's going to bring it in at this point, and then we have to assign where the pivot points are. So as it's showing here, it brings our character in with no materials at this point. We're going to move the little circles to what they correspond to. So the chin, the wrists, the elbows, knees, and groin, which I think would be right in there. All right, then we press next. We're using the standard skeleton, and it is rigging. It'll take a couple seconds to do that. Whereas it says 2 minutes. I don't think it takes that long though. Alright, looks like it's just about done. Alright, good. So now it shows our character animated. We press next, and it's been uploaded. Oh. So now we would download this, and we want to make sure that the format is FBX for Unity. As this T-pose, now it's downloading that to where you tell it to. Alright, so I'm going to put this in the same folder here. Alright, so now we have this character ready to go back to Unity. Alright, so in our characters folder, you should see whatever that name was. So, let's see, I had Guy 5, here it is. When you bring it into Unity, we want to select it and bring it onto our scene and kind of overlap it as you saw there before with that third-person controller. So you see it almost like kind of going through it there. You can always fine-tune it later a little bit, but kind of get those feet on the ground. He's a little taller now, that's fine. So I'm going to select, now that he's positioned in here, we want to make sure that it goes with that character. So the first thing we're going to do is select it in here, and under this Rig tab, we're going to change the animation type to humanoid. Press apply. Alright. And then, in our hierarchy list here, we're going to move Guy 5 into the third-person controller folder. So now it's being parented by this object. Alright, so now this whole folder here is in there, and the last thing we have to do is assign that avatar to this third-person controller. So by clicking back on third-person controller on our hierarchy list here, we can then go to our inspector And where it says avatar, instead of it being Ethan avatar, we're going to choose guy 5 in my case. All right. And now we can see when we play this, we should find that our character is moving, and it is there. All right. So we can then just simply delete these other parts in here. So Ethan body, Ethan glasses, Ethan skeleton. We press play again to check it, and it works there. So now the only thing that's left is the textures. Here's where we're working through a couple things there. Hopefully this will work this time. So when we select this character again, we go to materials, and last year we changed this to use external materials and then apply. Let's see if this works. I think we're going to get a pop-up that shows up. No, not this time. Experimenting here a little bit. All right, so